Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Max. If you don't know me, I own Glacier NYC, a actor's headshot photography company in New York City. We work with acting studios as well as talent agents to capture headshots of their actors. And right now, we are preparing for two photo shoots tomorrow. So, for that reason, I wanted to talk about photo shoot preparation all the way from the vision planning stage all the way up to the photo shoot. And I could make a completely separate video on each of these pieces of the process, but today I just wanted to go through the whole summary and just talk a little bit about what I'm doing today in preparation for our two photo shoots scheduled for tomorrow. So I'll just give a brief summary first, and then I'll kind of like jump into each step of the process. So, when a client comes to us, the first thing that we talk about is their vision. So, first, we'll send them some resources to get brainstorming, get thinking on their own, consult with their agent, their coach, or whoever other stakeholders they have in their acting career. Then we'll jump on a vision call with them. We'll talk about the vision. Then after that, we will write them a written vision proposal as well as a visual vision board that we'll deliver to them. We'll deliver all of that to them. We'll see what they think, make sure it matches their vision, and then on the day of the photo shoot, we will execute that. So, in a little bit more depth, what that looks like is before the vision call, we'll provide them with a few different resources. The first is questions for them to start thinking, get them thinking about how they want their photos to look at the end, what the goals of the photos are, what kind of mood they want to convey, what kind of expression they want to have on their face, what kind of expression would be marketable for them, what kind of target characters they are auditioning for, and what kind of expressions and moods would be best suited to sell themselves to a casting agent for those roles. These are all questions that we ask. A lot of times the agents have some look that they want their actor to get, or maybe their actor has, two happy, friendly looks, and they want their actor to get a more dramatic look. Whatever it may be, we want to get the actor and the agent thinking about this before we jump on the phone with them and have a vision call. This makes the vision call much more smooth. Otherwise, the actor comes in cold. You start asking them these questions, and then they're like, I don't know. And they're kind of deciding on the spot, which isn't what you want. When people get a photo shoot, this is a big investment of time and money. So we want to prepare them as best as possible, as well as we want them to prepare us as best as possible for what they want, because we want to deliver on exactly what they want. And part of our process is that we customize everything to their needs. So it's extremely important for us to prepare, prepare, prepare. The more preparation we do, the better the result we believe that we can get. The whole point of the vision process, the vision planning process, is that our client comes in with a vision and we haven't some idea of what the client wants. And at the start, both ideas might be vague and they might be disconnected. And our goal through the vision planning process is to close the gap and close the gap and close the gap. And by the end of the vision planning process, both ideas of what we want and what the client wants should be aligned. They should be the same, right? We should know exactly what the client wants. They should know exactly how we're going to capture it. They should know exactly what the final result is going to look like. And then it's just on us and the client to together execute on that vision. And if everything is aligned beforehand, it goes so much smoother. So the first thing we do is we provide them with questions. We provide them with brainstorming resources. We tell them, hey, go back with your coach, go brainstorm with your other stakeholders, your agent, whoever it is, and come back to us on a vision call. When we jump on the vision call, we ask them if we can record the call, and if they say yes, we will record the entire call. And that comes into play a little bit later. So On the call, we will start asking them some of the questions that we already sent to them in a brainstorming document. And these questions are kind of a little bit surface level questions to start poking at their vision. So it might be, what mood do you want to capture? What expression do you want on your face? They're kind of like surface level, right? But then the questions that we have not sent to them before and questions that we will ask as follow-up questions on the vision call is, let's say they provide a response. They say, I want to capture a friendly mood. Then we'll start asking more in-depth questions. We'll say, why? Or we'll say more about that. Or we'll say, why not this? We'll question them. We'll poke. We'll dig deeper. We'll try to get the curtains out of the way and get to the bottom of what they really want. It's almost like an investigation, is the way that we like to think about it. We're trying to get to the bottom of the case. We're trying to get to the raw, pure vision that they want. And the only way to do that is to poke and prod and ask specific questions and try to figure them out, right? It's kind of like a scavenger hunt, and you're trying to uncover the clues and get to the bottom of it. So I love these calls. It's really fun. It also allows us to get to know the client. Now, this is extremely important, right? On the day of the photo shoot, we're going to be directing them. We're going to be interacting with them. It's a one-on-one. It's fairly intimate, right? It's just you and the client. So learning about how they act, how their mannerisms are, how they respond to certain things on the phone. It's really, really important to pick up on these things. And this is part of the reason why we have this vision call beforehand. It's because we get to know the client, we get to know what they like, what they don't like, how they act, how they socialize, how they take direction. It's very important. So then after the call, we will compile everything. We take notes during the call, just typing, and then again, we record if they allow us to. And we'll write up a vision proposal for them that will include expression, character type, lighting type, color type, background color, clothing, outfit options, hair and makeup options. And it will also just give like a brief summary of the date, time, location, all these things. We'll get that on the call. And we'll deliver this proposal as well as a vision board. Vision board just is comprised of anywhere from like 10 to 20 photos that we think match up with what they would like from their shoot. And this is a very creative part of the process, so there's no really like set guidelines for creating a vision board. But just some examples of a vision board. It could have pictures of some other actors. It could have some headshots that we've previously taken of other clients that remind us of the vision that this client wants to capture. We might throw those in. We'll just look up online headshot of, we'll do research online and we'll find photos that we think match up with this client's vision, and we'll compile that into a document and send it out. And then once the client and the actor and the acting coach or acting agent see it, we'll let them comment. If they have any changes, we'll just make them real quick. Most of the time, we're pretty good at capturing exactly what they talked about on the call. We're basically just taking everything they say, compiling it into a nicely written document, and sending it back to them. So that's just to align us. Again, they start here, we start here, and the goal is to get to the same point before the photo shoot. Now, when it comes closer to the photo shoot, for example, the day before or the day of, what we like to do is make cheat sheets or note cards, and these can be for the photographer and for the client. It's just to remind them of a few bullet points of what they want. So, a bullet point could be like, romantic energy, or smirking, or it could be an example of a time when they feel like they fit into this character. And just anything that will help us get them to show the expression and get them to get into the expression and get into the character that they want to be captured. We'll make a cheat sheet, we'll prepare that for ourselves. Maybe sometimes we'll even write down like things that we want to say that we think could evoke these emotions and feelings. It's okay to have notes. It's good to prepare, and it's what we want to do to get the results. So we'll prepare that way. We'll also scout the location just to make sure that there's no things in the way, there isn't a big crowd there. We generally like to shoot at places where there's not too many distractions. It helps to keep the actor centered in the moment, focusing on you and not the craziness around them. So it's good to location scout beforehand, just because if there are distractions, if there are issues, then you have a little bit of time to relocate or just move it to a similar location, like nearby, for example. Another thing that I mentioned before is that we record the vision call if the client consents. And this is so important because on the day of the photo shoot or the day before, we will just listen back to the conversation. Now, what this does is a few different things. The first thing that it does is, a great example of this is if you watch a movie twice. The second watch through, a lot of times you pick up on so many things that you did not pick up on the first time. So this allows us to get to know the client better. It allows us to remember things and say, oh, how did I not recognize that the first time? Now I heard, oh, they're really interested in this thing, and I did that thing yesterday. It gives you another connection to the client. Then as soon as you see the client, it's like you pick up where you left off. Oh, I remember you were so into this. Like, I did that yesterday. It's instant connection, right? You pick up where you left off. You break the ice right away. You're getting into the photo shoot, but you're just talking like friends. And that's the best part about it. So it's really good to re-listen to that, for one, just so you pick up on things that you did not pick up on before. Second thing, it allows you to remember how they act in conversation. Are they extroverted? Are they introverted? What kind of talking style does the photographer have to use to best work with this person? Maybe they're really quiet. Maybe they're a little bit nervous on the phone, and the way that you have to act with them is more caring, a little bit lighter, a little bit less outgoing. Or maybe they're really outgoing, and you remember that just by listening to them, and you know that when you see them, you can just immediately be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And they'll be fine, right? But if you did like, oh, hey, how's it going? And the person was like introverted, like nervous, then I don't think it would go that well. So this just allows you to get a refresher. How do they act? What will they react to? What jokes did they laugh at on the call? What's their sense of humor like? You get to dig into this person's mannerisms, their thoughts, and it again just gives you another refresher. And this just allows the photo shoot to go so much smoother when you have the background in your head, like right before the shoot. You get there, you know exactly how to make a good first impression. You know how you're gonna have fun with this person, what makes them tick a little bit better. So that's so important, and that recording could be listened to the day before or even the morning of that photo shoot, or even like on the train going to the photo shoot. Just like the less gap that you can have between listening to that and meeting up with them again is a good thing to do. So I know that was a little bit long-winded, but that is just kind of the basic summary on the photographer's end, from starting with the vision from the client all the way up to photo shoot preparation and getting to the photo shoot. In other videos, we'll talk about preparing the client for the photo shoot, how to talk with the client leading up to the photo shoot. We'll also talk about direction. There's lots of other things to cover. But if you have any questions today about what we spoke about regarding taking the client from the vision planning process up to the photo shoot, just comment below. We'll try our best to answer. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.